Thank you for making time for Newswatch tonight. My name is Melissa Oduor. So much happening today, including the floods wreaking havoc at the coast coming up in this bulletin. Boniface Muredi is co-anchoring with me tonight. Newswatch begins now. President William Ruto has defended the government-to-government oil deal between Kenya and Saudi Arabia, saying it was done transparently and openly. Speaking a day after opposition leader Raila Odinga questioned the deal, the president said Kenyans were entitled to know the details of the deal, adding that it was necessary to ease the pressure on the dollar. He argued that pressure on the greenback had resulted in oil shortage in the country. The president further explained that the government is not a broker in the deal, but a mere guarantor for international oil firms to supply the crucial commodity for 6 months on credit. He made the remarks this evening during the closing of the two-day government officials' retreat in Nairobi. The meeting sought to assess the administration's one-year progress. The president said he is committed to running a transparent and accountable government devoid of scandals.
There will be questions by the people of Kenya, and they are perfectly entitled to interrogate our actions. We must work in such a manner that we can answer every question. For example, I am very happy that when the opposition is asking us about the G2G petroleum engagement, we can confidently tell them all the documentation is public. All the agreements are public. And I can say without fear of any contradiction that this whole exercise, before even I took the oath of office, the leadership of all oil marketers came to see me, and they were stranded, looking for dollars from corner to corner. In fact, there was stockout in many parts of Kenya. Many petrol stations were closed. And I can confirm to the country that the G2G petroleum products engagement with our international oil companies is above board, is transparent, is innovative, and it has made the biggest difference in our country. If we hadn't been innovative, we would have driven the country in the direction that was going then, of more subsidies, greater debt, more confusion, and the whole of that space. Let me say this for the record, confidently for the record, that the purpose of the G2G agreement, the government to government, and I have talked to MBS and MBZ, the two leaders of UAE and Saudi, and they have gone out of their way to support our country.
56 families in Bandi, Garsen in Tana River County have been displaced following a heavy downpour that has pounded the coastal region of the country for the second day today. The Kenya Red Cross says over 20 children and their mothers have been transported to a newly established camp near Garsen town. The number of those affected is expected to rise as more people seek higher ground. Mombasa County saw areas such as Bamburi flooded with residents stranded in their homes. This as heavy rains continue to pound the East African region in recent weeks, causing floods in many parts of the region. The Kenya Red Cross Society says it has activated its early action protocol for riverine flows in response to the escalating impacts and risk to people in affected areas. Meanwhile, Garissa Governor Nadhif Jama has appealed to the national government to support flood victims with helicopters that will help in emergency airlift of vital supplies such as food, mosquito nets and medicine to parts of the county that have been completely cut off. Jama said that some of the areas that have been flooded and completely cut off from the rest of the county are Gurufa, Shantabak, Baraki and Alikune, all in Lagdera sub-county. Others are Holugo and Galmagala in Ijara and Fafi sub-counties, respectively. He was speaking in Huga Girls Primary School, where he launched the relief food program for flood victims that included rice, beans, cooking oil, milk, and non-food items. In Garissa Township, some of the areas affected were Windsor, Bula Sheikh, and Bula Panda. The governor was accompanied by officials from the national and county government. Disclosed that a total of 6,000 households have been affected by the floods, saying that the numbers are likely to go up since it was still raining heavily in the entire county. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua on Friday announced that the country has already been in the El Niño phenomenon and urged all stakeholders, including development partners, to help save lives and protect property.
We've started food distribution for Garissa Township. As a start, all the IDP camps will benefit from this food distribution for 2,500 families, and thereafter we will move on to the sub-counties, where also there are a lot of families in a very bad situation. In Gawa, of course, we know that most of the roads and the passages leading to the sub-counties have been cut off, but we will try our best, as we also plead with the national government to support us with helicopters or choppers for that matter, to drop foods to the families that are affected. Particularly the villages of in the northern part of the county, Garufa, Shanta Abak, Baraki, Alikune, and many others, and also in other parts of the county, like in the Lugo area of Ijara constituency. So there is a lot that we are embarking on as we seek the support of all.
Now, President William Ruto has asked universities to strengthen research and innovation to provide solutions to security threats facing the country, among them terrorism and radicalization. The head of state made the remarks on Friday during the inaugural graduation ceremony of the National Defense University Kenya in Lanet, Nakuru County. According to the president, research and innovation remains the cornerstones of progress. Resahati reports.
President William Ruto on Friday presided over the first graduation ceremony of the National Defense University Kenya, Lanet in Nakuru County, calling upon universities to strengthen their research and innovation. Speaking during the event, Ruto emphasized on the need for universities to invest on research, noting that this will help the government in addressing challenges occasioned by terrorism and radicalization.
The National Defense University Kenya is therefore well positioned to play a fundamental role in our national transformation by contributing to the development of a formidable critical mass of well-grounded personnel, strategists, leaders, and policymakers, as well as researchers, creators, and innovators who will imagine effective ways of thriving in a constantly transforming security and development paradigm.
The president further exuded confidence that through research undertaken in the university, the country can adapt to an increasingly complicated present and future and resilience to novel adversities. According to him, the move will enable the country keep development safe and secure for shared prosperity.
The popular image of security or defense was a sector that was not only deficient in education, but had no time for ideas and certainly averse to higher education. Today, the National Defense University Kenya has not only proven such a profile inaccurate, it is also demonstrating that our national defense sector are leaders in scholarship, research, training, and innovation.
In his speech, the head of state congratulated the graduates, urging them to remain alert to opportunities that will enhance their growth in the security sector.
Remain alert to opportunities to collaborate across disciplines and enrich your decisions with input from experts in diverse fields. This is how you build and sustain capacity to prevail in the face of complex challenges. Always know that a good idea must give way to a better idea.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Grace Ahati.
The ODM party earlier today held a meeting with its leaders here in Nairobi. The meeting was chaired by party leader Raila Odinga, where several matters concerning the party were discussed, one of them being the process of registering new members, as Nicholas Kivite now reports.
Speaking at the ODM party meeting earlier today, the party leader Raila Odinga announced that the party aims to register more than 1 million members in an exercise that started last weekend, an exercise that is expected to be completed in March next year. Odinga further noted that they are aiming to register people who can stand firm and fight corruption and dictatorship.
We are looking for people committed to fighting corruption and standing up to dictatorship. We are looking for new fighters who are prepared to confront corruption and state capture in all its forms.
In relation to the party's governing rules, he has maintained that all members should respect the party rules, warning that those who violate them will be dealt with accordingly.
With regard to discipline in the party, there are of course clear rules and guidelines how we discipline are handled. And as you know, we have a committee that deals with matters of discipline. Then we have got respective party organs that handle those. Elected on a particular party's ticket or a coalition, you actually are basically confined to serve that party for that 5 years mandate. If in the middle of that period you feel dissatisfied with that party, they want to cross the floor, then of course it is your democratic right. But the rules have been that you resign, you go back to the electorate and seek a fresh mandate from the electorate. This is what we are saying. So we are saying those members who don't want to be in ODM are free. They have their democratic rights to move to wherever they want to move. But allow us and our supporters an opportunity to test your popularity. Let us then also have another candidate to replace you.
The issue of early campaigns was also discussed in the meeting, with Raila claiming that the campaigns carried out by some ODM members are fueling differences between them and thus advising them to abandon that behavior to give those in power a chance to work in peace.
And we hardly 1 year from the last elections. We still have got 4 more years to go. But this is bringing a lot of tension among our members. And people campaigning, they want to be MCAs. Those who are elected as MCAs campaigning, they want to be MPs. They have hardly served the people to qualify. It is what you're doing to the people as an MCA which will endear you to the larger constituency. I want to say that time is going to come. Time will come. But allow those who have been elected in those respective positions to serve now, giving them the support that they need, so that they either succeed or they fail. In a normal democracy, campaigning starts 1 year before the elections.
The opposition leader further denied rumors that his popularity in the West and Coast regions has diminished, giving an example with the Lam County.
Mama Zara here is from Lamu. She's actually told me that our competitor has been to Lamu 5 times since elections, but the ground has not changed. But we will go back to Lamu. We are going to go back, and I will invite you to accompany me when I go to Lamu and see how I'm going to be received in Lamu.
Reporting for Hope News Watch, my name is Nicholas Kivite.
Fast short break here on Hope TV News Watch. We will be back with many other news items.
My best part about being a Hope FM listener was Hope Through the Night. My radio was always on at night, just worshiping and getting the sermons on the top of every hour. And it really made me a stronger worshiper. It made me a stronger worshiper. My best part about being a Hope FM staff has to be treasure hunt with the boys and girls every Saturday morning, being Auntie Rhoda. Oh, I just loved teaching the children. There's a child who wrote in her composition, she was writing about her family, and she wrote one of her aunties is Auntie Rhoda. I was so happy because I'd never met her, but they knew me as their auntie and just teaching them in the ways of the Lord. So I really thank God for every moment I spent at Hope FM, and even for now, being impacted as a listener.
Je, ushawahi kuweka jambo kwenye mizani? Ushawahi kupata uzito wake? Haya basi, usitapetape zaidi. Naomba unigande, maana mizani ipo hapa kwa ajili yako.
Vyakula na mbegu za kitamaduni,
na kutuliza fikra na kukuwezesha kupima masuala ibuka katika jamii. Tena kwa busara. Tukutane mizani kila Ijumaa saa 1 machweo kwenye runinga ya Hope TV.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Cynthia?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Did they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcasts?
Really? Even Meet of the Wild?
Yeah. I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM program.
Welcome back. The National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, has released the Ethnic and Diversity Audit Report of the County Public Service 2023. The audit, which sought to establish ethnic diversity compliance in counties, shows that Kalenjins have taken 15.83% of the total 184,876 jobs in the 47 counties. The Kikuyu community are second highest, taking up 15.77% of jobs, and then Luyas at 11.6%, Luos at 9.81%, the Kamba at 8.8%, and Kisis 7.68%, the Meru at 4.8%, and Mijikenda at 5.60%. Overall, Nairobi has the highest number of employees at 13,510, followed by Kakamega at 7,087, and Bungoma with 6,477. Commissioner Wamboi Nyutu, however, noted that counties have made strides in employing women, with 53% of the total employees being women. The commission awarded Marsabit for being the most inclusive county after it increased the number of ethnic groups represented in the county public service from 24 in 2016 to 30 in 2023. The Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, KMPDU, has opposed the recently enacted Health Insurance Act. KMPDU Chairman Dr. Dav Giatella expressed skepticism over the new act, saying concerns raised by the union regarding the insurance have not been taken seriously. He further outlined the potential repercussions of the act, saying that implementing it as it is will only serve to undermine Kenya's public healthcare system.
We come to realize that in this country, public participations have been reduced to public manipulation, because from the memorandums that were submitted by these bodies, including Kenya Medical Association that was present in this particular gathering, we realized that the memorandums that were submitted by Kenya Medical Association, by the civil societies, by KMPDU, by FKE, by all these bodies, they were not looked into, and the advices, the proposals were not considered. We know that NHIF issues that have been with it is accountability, which requires streamlining. But here we see a total overhaul of a body that has been in existence since 1966. Is it that they just want to make mechanisms to ensure there's no more access to care, or what is it? Because they have not outlined the problems that were there in NHIF that are being fixed by the Social Health Insurance Act.
This is a law that tries to completely centralize health, which is a devolved function, because primary health care is primarily offered by county government. The government has no business taking taxpayers' money to a fund. Taxpayers' money should be appropriated by county assemblies, and we all access primary health care in our basic public health institution.
Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi, was in Guinea-Bissau, where he represented President William Ruto at the 50th anniversary for the independence of the West African country. Mudavadi delivered President William Ruto's message to host President Umaro Sissoco Embalo, acknowledging the strides made by Guinea-Bissau in their indomitable pursuit for freedom, exemplifying the African spirit. He said Africa's new frontier lies in empowering her people for a prosperous, economically stable future. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu and Gambia's Adama Barrow were among heads of state present at the anniversary celebrations. In further field, Mohamed Muizu has been sworn in as Maldives' new president following his win of the presidential runoffs last month. Muizu of the Progressive Party of Maldives was until recently the mayor of the island nation's capital city, Malé. The 45-year-old becomes the 8th president of the South Asian island nation. The swearing-in was held at the Republic Square in the capital with the attendance of representatives from 46 countries, including China, the US, and nearby India. Alongside Muizu, Hussain Mohamed Latif was also sworn in as vice president by the nation's Chief Justice Ahmed Mutasim Adnan. Now to some sports now. The Nairobi County government is committed to ensure the ongoing construction works at the Joe Kadenge Stadium are completed on the stipulated time to pave way for its reopening next year. The facility will be revamped at a cost of 525 million shillings in the 2023-2024 financial year budget to elevate the stadium to the international standards and will have all disciplines for an international stadium. City Stadium was renamed Joe Kadenge by the previous ward representatives in honor of renowned late footballer. Once completed, the stadium will attain international stature as Nyayo National Stadium and will be used for both local and international events and manned by the county government of Nairobi. And five-time Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah has split with her coach 8 months before she will attempt to defend her sprint titles at Paris 2024. According to her management team, The 31-year-old parted with Shanikie Osborne because of the extremely excessive terms sought by the coach. The Jamaican won the 100 meters, the 200 meters, and the 4x100 meters gold at Tokyo 2020 after winning 100 meters and 200 meters gold at Rio 2016. She is the second fastest woman in history ever over the 100-meter race. While Thompson Herah has dominated women's sprinting at the previous 2 Olympic Games, she fails to qualify for this year's World Championships in Budapest following an injury-hampered season. And that's how we wrap up Newswatch tonight. Boniface Muredi has been on the sign language tonight. On behalf of the entire production crew, my name is Melissa Oduor. Have a blessed night.